Hip-hop from here, Chinese energy and connection. Because I think that hip-hop in China has connected a lot of young Chinese communities that I think were very separated before. I think hip-hop has been a big opportunity for the youth around the country to find a reason to connect with each other. And I think the result of that is a blending of energy. 成都的朋友们，大家好，我是制作人 Harikiri。
There's only one thing that I can promise you,
Actually, I've lived in Chengdu for just over 10 years now. It's kind of random. I just wanted to get to know Chinese people. Well, I'm from the UK. I realized that there's really no information about Chinese people, like from Chinese people in the West. I was like, cool, I want to come to your house and learn. I went to SOAS in London studying Chinese. And then my second year was my year abroad. Literally no hip hop or nothing. My hobby was making music. I made a lot of electronic music, bass music. I started making music in secondary school. So my dad had a computer that had Fruity Loops on it, FL. And I remember that computer was like on its way to dying, so he upgraded and he was about to throw it away. And I was like, yeah, let me take that. And then I started making music with that. The city told me it was cool. It wasn't my decision, to be honest. Yeah, as soon as I got here, I was like, yo, this place is different. Because I'd traveled to so many places and the energy here is different. It's like that kind of energy. I think people are so chill, much more open than everywhere else. And then there's this kind of, there's a vibration here that I couldn't really explain. But I felt it. I guess if you're looking for energy, and I found it here. I didn't know anything about Chinese hip-hop after I moved here, and like I'd lived here for a while, to be honest. Yeah, there was nothing when I came here. Masui was the first Chinese rapper I encountered. So when I was doing my show at Here We Go, well, I couldn't understand a word they were saying, to be honest, because my Chinese sucked. Their English sucked too, but we just communicated through music, actually. Literally, it was just homies making music. There was no motive. Because for me, it was similar to the way I was in the UK, just meeting with people and nothing to do with fame or whatever, because no one was famous, just making music. We were just making a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, I was mainly focused on what was going on locally for a long time. Yeah, I don't think there are any groups I'd encountered outside that are like them. They're very unique people. I like the energy, the way that people have banter, for example. It was nice, like, being in the environment where everyone's chill, just being natural, seeing the energy between people. So since hip-hop blew up, I feel like, and obviously my connection with Higher Brothers and CDC, as everything became hip-hop focused.
Yeah, I heard this a lot also from others, like helping the next generation to grow. Do you find it common among CDC members?
I guess everyone naturally wants to be a part of history, but then I think about, for me spiritually, internally, actually the thing that would make me feel like I achieved something on my last day on earth would be that I left something that enabled other people to go forward. So I just wanted to create a safe space for people who really want to do this and to have the support to be themselves while they're doing it, you know? Not something that's obviously mainstream, and I just want to support that because being safe is boring and it doesn't last long, actually. So I like music that makes you think and feel things, not just about lyric, as in just if you hear something, even if you don't understand it, but there's something about it that speaks to you, and it's not the same thing that you're hearing every day. I think the rap shows are a big turning point. The rap shows kind of made the industry for hip-hop blow up. The same reason I stayed here. It's hard to explain, but I think it's the cost of living and the fact that there's so many people who are creating music in this style. I think definitely that's what Chengdu has. I think one thing, a frustration, is that everyone is so focused on hip-hop and sees that as the entry to black culture, but actually it's just American culture. I think if you have an understanding and feel the energy that comes from the music, then it's fine. Yeah, of course. It's still hip-hop. And I think in Chengdu specifically, like, there's the break scene, there's graffiti, there's all of the pillars of hip-hop are here. My understanding of hip-hop is through the experience of people understanding hip-hop here too. I think it's the same thing, actually. They consume hip-hop too, like it's a natural thing. Basically, everywhere is trying to use their local culture and represent themselves. I feel like the reason why Chengdu kind of became a melting pot for hip-hop, and I think the Sichuanese dialect suits trap music better than everywhere else. It's obvious, to be honest. I think dialect is like a tool. I think it's the people that represent the city, not necessarily the dialect. The dialect just comes with it. But I don't think people using their dialect to create music will change. But I do think eventually people will get to a point where they just create without having to listen to something else first. And I think then we'll get something new that is originally from here and no one has seen it before. If it's good and you enjoy it, that's all that matters, I think. If you factor in how so much of the commercial hip-hop is all homogenized, the aim is literally to make money. If money is the ideal, it makes you do certain things and you stick to a certain pattern. I guess because I'm very British and we're very sarcastic and dark humor, I think I'll always find a problem with something. Somehow I managed to survive making music. Like I'm able to pay for my life and support my friends and family just by this weird thing called music. Not enough. And I think the problem potentially is that there is a separation here and everyone's in their own circles because everyone's working technically. When you're younger, it's more about play. And I think as you get older and start to settle down and do different things, like your priorities change and people just move in different directions. It would be nice if people could connect more regularly with no objective, just play. I'm looking for hope in a way, actually. Something that can give me inspiration to show that there's some things that I don't know and that I need to know. I'm looking for that, actually.
I can't promise you, then I can't promise you. There's only one thing that I can promise you.